Hey guys, welcome to Retro Talks. We all have played video games before, right? Well, where do we know it all started? We know it started with Pong. What company was that? That was Atari. That's what we're going to check out today. The Atari Flashback. It's a pretty good console. Heard some good things about it. So, as we know, Atari was an influential part of video game history. They created the first video game. They also created one of the most popular video game consoles of that time. One game that wasn't, though, that crashed the video game market and changed the way that we view video games was E.T. the Extraterrestrial. That game was bad because two reasons. One, there was little effort put into it, and it was rushed. 5 weeks it took. It takes years for games to be made out now. And now, games have more regulations, more stuff that's going to put them in a place they're going to do better. That's why games you play that YouTubers say that they're bad, they aren't that bad compared to games that could have been bad back then. Okay, we're going to pause this and we're going to show you some of the games. Okay, the first game on this list is going to be Adventure. Now, I'm terrible at this game, so we're not going to play that much of this. We'll just play the beginning part of it. You can see that the game was very simplistic. Didn't have much pixels, sound effects were very limited, but what they did have, they very much used. Another problem from this age was the box art being better than the game, displaying the game in a light that it shouldn't be displayed as. I think those are dragons. So once we get to this blue room, we're going to go to a different game, but I think that these games were very, very good for their time. Except for some of them. Like E.T. But games like this could have done a lot better. As if I said, the TurboGrafx 16 did a Donkey Kong recreation of the arcade port. So basically, what they did was they divided the screen into 3 or 4 chunks, so each part could be more detailed and the frame rate would be good. It was a good idea to do this because Atari used a very much tactic of making the graphics worse while making it the full board, which doesn't make it that great. Asteroids, we're going to play some of this. Pretty good game, actually. You can see these games are very simplistic. They aren't very much to them. You can tell they're very simplistic because that's all developers had to do, because, as I said, games nowadays are made on a longer time frame. Games back then weren't really made that long. Maybe a year, maybe. We're going to check out a different game now. Just some main highlights here. This is a very good game. Centipede. There we go. Play the first level of that. But in all honesty, for what this is, for what things that were on this at this time, the problems, the times, there was also a secret adventure, which I can't show right now because I'm not good at the game, but there was a secret. Developers weren't being credited for what games they had been making. So, one of the people made the first video game Easter egg because he wanted his name in the game. He didn't care if players had to fight to see it, but he wanted to be able to see his name in the game. Okay, so when the turtles change, that... Okay. always disappears when I'm looking for it. Frick. There we go. There we go. How did I die? Okay. A game that I think is a good game. Two games that I think use this thing for really good. This game is one. It was very simplistic. It only had a joystick and one button. The Atari did. And it used that to its advantage to make games more simple, easy for people to play, easy for people to understand. Another one was Pitfall. Outlaw is another good game, but I don't have another player to play it, so it's not going to be shown right now. It was a platformer when platformers weren't that big. Video games in general weren't that big in a nutshell. I played this game many times. So in general, Atari. As I say, this is a good console. This came out in times where the arcades were the main part, the only way you could really play video games. So now, they had something to play in the games, but as technology evolved, this wasn't it. This was not the only thing people could do. As the TurboGrafx 16 and other things showed, you could do more in technology. And Atari kept sticking to their guns, but that ended up made them fail. That's exactly why the crash happened. They kept sticking to their old ways when new technology could be founded. And nowadays, as you see, the Atari name has been bounced around between so many companies, you don't even know what company it is anymore. So, it's just really good to see what they used to be. It's a good thing. So, signing off for Retro Talks. Tune in next episode to see what else I'll talk about. Peace.